Hi Libra, this is your November 2015 horoscope with me, Lada from astrolada.com. For everyone who has the ascendant, Sun and Moon in Libra, and you can find out your ascendant and moon sign if you know your time of birth from my birth chart calculator. You need to enter your details, get the table and scroll. When you get to the planetary detail table, you can see there what your ascendant sign is, what your moon sign is. And you can listen to that prediction as well, because it will give you a fuller understanding, fuller picture of what's happening. Especially women tend to identify a lot with the moon sign because they respond more often to, to the lunar influences as well. And so what's happening in November for you, Libras? Let's first start with the big planetary influence. Saturn and Neptune are having a difficult aspect in the sky, are having a square aspect. And this happens rarely. Last time it was happening, as far as I remember, was 2000 and was it 6, approximately around that time. And now in 2015 it's happening again. It happened fully almost at the first part of 2015, so maybe some of those themes can recur again into your life. And now in November, again, this aspect is escalating, and it's happening in your 6th and 3rd house. Neptune is in your 6th house, Saturn is in your 3rd house. And what does it mean? Both of those are houses of details, of houses of the mind. So something to do with communications, with details, with administrative work, you have to be careful about. Because, especially Neptune in the 6th house, Neptune is a planet where we can make mistakes. Neptune is a place, especially when it's connected to your work, to paying attention to details, how the technique that you're doing your work through, and anything happening in your workplace. If there is something that's been going under the surface, is something that's been happening, like hidden actions there, Saturn now can bring us to your awareness. Or if you've made some mistakes, technical or in regards to your work, again this can come to the surface so they can be corrected, because Saturn needs, whenever it expects something, it wants to bring you correction there. And it's best that you find those mistakes yourself and you correct them, otherwise they can come to you from outside, which is a bit less pleasant, someone else telling you about that. Or if you have employees, people that work for you, that's the 6th house. If there were some complications there, Saturn can make you aware of them and having to correct them through fixing, the way you're working with them, through improving the communication in some way through them, by making it loud and clear to them what is expected from your employees, or people that are below you, for example, the people that you manage in some way. Or if you're an employee yourself in a company, it may be connected with your work, that you have to sort out that certain illusions or mistakes, or if you've been misleading yourself about something, it might be brought up to your attention from others or from yourself to fix it. 6th house is also your health and your health routines. So if you've had certain illusions, okay, I'll always be healthy, or you've been disregarding some health problem and not being very disciplined about it, it can escalate somehow a little bit now in November, maybe even in October and December. So you need to make a plan and decide on concrete steps how you're going to improve on that health problem. For example, if it's your back hurting you, or because of poor posture, you have to plan that maybe you should start working out a little bit to strengthen your core, to strengthen your back. Or if it's headaches you're getting due to too much stress, or bottling something, you have to again make a plan how to do it, because Saturn from the 3rd house, the house of planning, having step-by-step organized plan and schedule what to do. So this is a way you can correct any health problems. And if there is another health problem, you might need to ask for a few second opinions. Like, if you get diagnosed with something, it's good to ask a few people, a few doctors, a few specialists to look into more deeply. I'm not saying it's going to be something scary or bad, but there might be sometimes, if there are some misdiagnosing post given to you in the past, now you can become aware of it, and you might need to look for second and third opinions. Okay, so also Neptune is influencing your third house where Saturn is. So you have to be a bit more careful about third house matters, which is your communication, the information that you receive and give. Make sure that it's not misleading. Make sure that sometimes we just make mistakes, you know, with numbers or omit the fine printing and the fine writing. And if you're signing some documents, be careful, because Neptune can, you know, Neptune make an aspect to your Saturn in the third house. Of all those things can create certain miscommunications, certain in the worst case scenario, someone telling you or feeding you wrong information on purpose, or just doing it out of confusion. Or also it will have to be, or also information that you're giving, you have to check it a few times. Any information you give, your receipt, make sure that you check it, that you're keeping the details there. Third house also rules your siblings and relationships with co-workers, relationships with teammates, playmates. Third house rules relationships with your relatives, relationships with people that maybe you go for a drink. These are not your best buddies, but these are people in your everyday environment that you're placed there because of either work situation, school situation, because of relatives, their siblings, this kind of acquaintances, you know. Third house is associates of sorts as well. So there might be certain things that you have to sort out there, certain illusions or mistakes that come in your communication, in your relationship with them, that escalate, that have to be addressed in some way. So be aware of those things. It's very important, just, you know, check your facts in November, when signing documents, when doing anything that requires detail, and try not to mislead others purposefully, because it can backfire very strongly, because Saturn is a karmic planet. It does not tolerate mistakes. Sooner or later they come to the surface. Okay, so what else is happening, Libra? Mars is entering your sign from... Mars is entering a sign from the middle of November, from around the 12th of November, and will stay in Libra till the end of December, so for a month and a half. And Mars goes into your sign Libra once every 2.5 years. So now that it's in your sign, whether it's your sun, moon, ascendant, it will energize you. It will give you a drive to fix, first of all, because Mars is a problem-fixing planet. And if there's some problems, they can come to the surface, that they have to be addressed. But don't worry, Mars is on your side, the ball is in your hands. Just confronting it directly, whatever problem it is, you can sort it out, don't worry. Mars gives you the courage, gives you the logic, gives you the ability to solve problems much easier and much better than at other times of the year, or at other times, you know, because Mars is in your sign once every 2.5 years. So we can fix and address a lot of issues during that period. And Mars gives courage to the things you were afraid to do before. And Mars makes you more initiative. So you can, if you wanted to confront someone, if you wanted to speak up your mind about something, if you wanted to, you will be put in a situation where you have to be more initiative. If you're not someone who naturally is initiative, you will be put in such a situation to have to fight for something or to prove something, or you will yourself initiate those things. So it can be a very productive time. When I had Mars transit, my ascendant, sun, and moon, I always get very active, very more like military, like a soldier, organized, because Mars is this, you know, Mars is the soldier, the god of war. So you become more strategic in your thinking. And when we're strategic, we can deal with a lot of problems, and we can strategize, you know. People who are in any kind of careers with strategy, or Mars, that need physical strength, physical activity of some sort, you know, they'll be quite busy for the next month and a half in November and December. But overall, for tackling problems, but at the same time, remember that Mars can make you more aggressive and more angry and more frustrated overall, especially if you're not doing anything. This energy starts gathering up, and you can attract it from outside like accidents. So the best way for you is to take up some physical workout, be more active, to go after projects you wanted to do in a long time, whether physical or just ones that require a lot of your attention, you'll be able to. And instead of channeling this energy somehow aggressively and more harmfully. And Venus also is in Libra, which is great, you know, because Venus is the planet of love. And Venus comes to Libra in, I think, on the 8th or something like that, after the first week of November, and stays there till the end of the first week of December, so for about a month. So around the 8th, 9th, Libra, Venus is in your sign. So it means that you'll be, Mars makes you assertive and go-getter, but Venus also makes you very magnetic and makes you very charming. When Venus is in your sign, people start taking better care of their physical appearance. They start doing pampering, appearance improvement, you know, whether some massages or hair, do their hair or buy new clothes, ways to pamper yourself. And it's as if the energy, the focal point is towards you. Mars and Venus in your sign, Libra, they make you more magnetic now, more because they're both sexual planets. Venus is sensuality and how you can attract others and seduce others, and Mars is your the animal sexual energy in you, the raw energy that goes after others. When Mars is in your when Venus is in your first house, this is fantastic to oh, just a second, I just noticed something. We don't have enough light here. When Venus is in your first house, you can Mars helps you go after things, but Venus also helps you magnetically attract the things you want. And Venus can bring a bit more love and a bit more enjoyable, pleasurable activities in your life right now till around, which December is it? Till around the 6th of December, starting from the 8th of November. So Venus gives you the green light of people who work in any kind of beauty industry with women, in regards to something artistic, creative, something to do with beautifying things. This is all Venus. They'll have a very successful month. They'll have a very happening month in regard to their career or whatever pursuits they have. It's good also to pursue relationships. You can be the one initiating those things. You have a better response from others this way. And the ball is in your hands again, as I said. And even though Mars energizes you, Mars energizes in November just those Libras that are born in September. The first 10 degrees, basically, if your ascendant is from 0 to 10 degrees in Libra, or 0 to 10 degrees moon, or basically born September to the 1st or 2nd of October, Libras. And it will definitely energize you, get you going in November. But if you are the later born Libras, it comes to you in December, this energy, this flow of energy that I talked about. At the same time, the Sun and Mercury will be in your second house, Libras, which is finances. So a lot of you will have a focus on your financial matters, trying to organize them, trying to be a bit more initiative, because the Sun is initiative planet in regards to your finances. Mercury is managerial, practical planet. If you're handling resources of some sort, assets of some sort, you're going to have a busy month. It can be quite productive as well, quite resultful with the Sun and Mercury in your second house. So that's overall what the influences for you Libras are. Let me see if there is anything that is stressing you. Some of you Libras are going to have Uranus transits. Very few Libras. Uranus is from around the 16th to around the 18th degree, which means that those Libras that are born on those days, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th of October, they're going to have Uranus transit. Uranus transits, it's already started in the spring, in the summer, and now it will repeat again. It's about making big changes, breaking free, liberating yourself from old habits, from old states of mind, and it can feel quite disconcerting, quite disruptive, because Uranus just breaks you out of old habits, old relationships, old careers, totally redirects you in a different direction, which is more authentic and truthful to yourself. Uranus is a liberating planet, but when the big shifts are happening, it feels like, oh, earthquake is happening, which wants to get rid of the unhealthy buildings around so new ones can be built, you know, so it can feel a bit unsettling in a sense, and so much happening. Oh, every day brings you new surprises. Be ready for the be prepared for the expect the unexpected, as they say, but also keep in mind that if it comes for you from outside, be ready to embrace it. Or if it comes for you from the inside as a change in your relationships, it can hit you in any way. If it's the sun, moon, ascendant, you know. So anyway, so only you can have a bit more of a roller coaster, those Libras. Otherwise, for the others, things are a bit more peaceful, you know, with just Mars activating you more. So that's what I see for you, Libras. Thank you very much. I hope I was able to help you. And if you want to have your specific influences for the next 3 years, you can go to my birth chart calculator, enter your details, and scroll below all the tables. You'll see below a list of transit hit lists for the next 3 years of specific planetary influences just for you. No one else in the world will have the same ones at the same time as you, unless you are twins, you know. So that's way more specific and way more imperative. Whatever transits you see there, I have a video for each one of them. You can watch them. Thank you so much, Libras, and I will see you in December.